How's it going? And welcome to my 2026 game room tour. I'm going to show you around the game room, and then I'm going to show you where I actually play games. You'd think that because this is the game room, I game in here. I don't. And at the end of the video, I'll explain why. So let's get started. So we'll start right here. I have a bookshelf that I used to have in the living room, but I brought it in here. I got a couple of board games on top. Dragonlance, Warriors of Krynn, and Bedlam in Neverwinter. Some old big box PC games that I had from back in the day. Some strategy guides and magazines, some books, and then I got some more board games here at the bottom. So what my plan is this year, all this is going to be moved out and box up the PC games and eventually the strategy guides and the books, because I'm going to start collecting more board games, because me and my friends we're starting to get into board games. So eventually, you know, hopefully by the end of the year, this will be all full of like board games and stuff. So it's pretty neat, man. I love playing board games, and I'm like really starting into getting into collecting them and stuff. So yeah, this will eventually be all full right here with some tabletop games. Over here in this closet, I'll show you. I got all my retro consoles in here, and all the hookups for all the consoles and stuff like that. I used to have a little retro corner that I put together at the beginning of the year, or in the middle of the year sometime, and it was pretty cool, but really I wasn't playing like the retro consoles as much, and it was kind of just taking up space. So I just unhooked them and put them back here in the closet. Maybe eventually later on I'll find room for them. Over here on this wall, we got this cool Zelda wall scroll from Breath of the Wild that my buddy Mark gave me one year for Christmas. And then right here we have my guitars and my dog. Got a few Ibanez RGs. I got a John Petrucci Sterling Majesty right here, which is pretty cool. It's purple, but if you like move it, it'll like change like purple to green. It's pretty nice color. And then my old school PV Wolfgang right here that unfortunately doesn't work. I need to get it fixed, but I'll get that fixed sometime this year. Moving on to this side, we got some of my Sega Genesis games, about 95% complete in box. There's a few that are missing the manuals, but for the most part they're pretty much complete in box. And then my small Sega CD collection right there. And then we got the Wii. I like the Wii, man. I like that console. It's pretty awesome. The Wii, and as you can tell, I got a small Wii U collection. Wasn't that into the Wii U, but I mean, it's fun. We got some GameCube games right there, a few DS and 3DS, and some Switch games, some more GameCube games right there, some more Switch. And here at the very bottom, very unorganized, I got some of my Super Nintendo games. Now, that's not all of them. A lot of the games that I have, as you can tell right here, I got a few N64 games, but a lot of my Super Nintendo and N64 games are put up in storage because I don't really have too much space for games right now, shelf space. I mean, you'll see in a minute, I do have that shelf over here. You'll be like, well, it's empty. You can put some games in there. Yes, but you know, I'm not really buying too many like retro games right now. I'm kind of saving that space for like PS5, PS4, that sort of thing. And I got my NES collection right here. I have around 200 NES games, which is pretty cool, man. I got all the games from my childhood, and then some other games that I never owned before. This is like, I want to say not a brand new collection, because I just got this maybe I don't know, about 4 years ago from my buddy James. He gave up playing or collecting physical, so he pretty much sold me all his NES collection. So it's pretty cool, man. And then up here, we got my Legend of Zelda amiibos. I don't collect amiibos, but I am trying to collect all the Legend of Zelda ones. Don't have them all, but eventually, I'll own all of them, hopefully. So yeah. And then up here, I got my first Nintendo Power that I've ever owned. This is issue number 1, right there. It's a little ratty, but still, it's my first one, so I framed it. And then one of the best adventure games I ever played was Rise of the Tomb Raider right here. So if we move over to this side, Castlevania poster. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Castlevania. And then my other Nintendo Power right here, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. Pretty cool. Down here, got the Sega Genesis Mini, some loose Genesis games, some more Genesis. Again, I think these are all complete a box right here. And then up here on top, we got the Requiem collection from Limited Run, some more minis. Oh, by the way, so I modded this. I think there's like 40 games on here. I added another 40. And then the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini, which I modded when I first got it. There's about 150 games on that. And then the NES Classic Edition that's modded as well. It's got the entire NES library on there. My Legend of Zelda, my original copies of Legend of Zelda for the NES. Obviously, I bought those clamshell cases to keep the games protected. Believe it or not, this is the first video game that I've ever bought, and it still has my save from the 80s. Both of them do. So I want to keep those safe. Ori and the Will of the Wisp Collector's Edition. Final Fantasy 11 Online. I got that for a steal, man. I got that off of eBay for like $40. Obviously, you can't play it anymore, I don't think. But it's just nice to have, just to have up there. And then from left to right, we got all my PlayStation 3 collection right here. Not too many, but what I got, you know, I love them. And then I got the PS4 collection right here, going back this way. Coming back around this way, going into the PS5 right here. I got a few gaps because my son has some of the games in his room because he's been playing them. And then PlayStation 2. You would think I'd put PS2 up here, right? Because that's kind of like, oh, obviously it came before PS3, but look at the size. Look at the size of those cases. They're huge. So this is the only place where I can fit them. So we got all my like I said, PS2 collection right here, which is pretty neat. I could have swore I had. Oh, I was gonna say, I know I had Silent Hill 2 and 3 and 4 right here. Yeah, right there. Getting some more PS2 right here. Going into the Xbox One, Xbox 360 right there. My PlayStation 1, my PlayStation 1 games, some Sega Saturn, some Dreamcast, some more PlayStation games right there. More Dreamcast. I don't like the way that is, but you know, until I get some new shelves, I do need new shelves. That's how it's gonna have to be. More Xbox One, some 360, the original Xbox right here, some PlayStation Vita, some PSP, and more PlayStation 1 games. Now, so usually when I film my videos, I'll be sitting like right here somewhere with these games in the background. So that's what's going on back here. On this side, I have this shelf that my dad found at his house in one of his closets. He was gonna throw it away, but he called me and asked me if I wanted it. I was like, of course I want it. I need more shelf space. So right now it's kind of empty, but that's not a bad thing because now I have more space for more games. So that's pretty cool. I just got some Switch games up here, some more PS4 right there. my Simon Belmont amiibo, the Kelly Kapowski Funko Pop, and a couple of Castlevania pops right there. And then my Castlevania Dominus Collection G Fuel. I don't drink G Fuel, but I did buy it just because of this, because it was Castlevania. And then the Castlevania collection, or Castlevania Anniversary Collection from Limited Run, right here. And then a cool Horizon Zero Dawn poster, again, that my buddy Mark gave me one year for Christmas. Now moving to this side, we have a couple of Nintendo Power posters for Castlevania, what's this? Order of Ecclesia. And then this cool signed little picture of Lori Basilio, a guitarist from Brazil. Awesome guitarist. If you know anything about guitar, I'm pretty sure you might have heard of her. And right here is where I do all my editing. I got so I do have a switch connected right here to the 55-inch on the wall. Again, this is where I edit, it's where I play guitar. And the way I play guitars, I recently acquired a Neuro DSP Quad Cortex. The thing is awesome. So this is where I sit, do all my editing, play guitar, and again, you think that I would game in here because I have a switch, but I don't. And again, I'll explain why. But yeah, but pretty much this is the game room right here. It's not huge. It's not a very huge game room, as you can tell. But it's good. There's some space in here. There's a lot of space. I don't like a lot of clutter. I like to have my stuff pretty organized, pretty out of the way. Probably around like maybe at the end of the year, I'm gonna get some new shelves. I explained earlier last year that I was gonna get a couple of shelves for these two walls. So these shelves I was gonna get, they were gonna be about almost to the ceiling, both of them. But unfortunately, I couldn't get them yet. But maybe at the end of the year, I'll get a couple of new shelves and put them up. And I probably won't need that shelf anymore if it happens. But yeah, this is pretty much it, man. This is the game room. This is where I film, edit, and not play games. So let me show you where I game at. So welcome to my living room. This is where I sit and play games, right here. I'll sit right here with my dog on the couch and I'll play games in here. It's not bad. It's pretty comfortable, actually. If you turn around, because the kitchen is right here, right? So if I get, thirsty or hungry while I'm playing a video game, I just got to get up, walk right here, go into the fridge or whatever, and it's conveniently right there. But yeah, this is where I do 99% of my gaming. It's right here in my living room. While we're in here, let me go ahead and take you to the kitchen right quick and give you a tour of the kitchen, I guess. The Keurig, this has been coming in handy now that it's been getting cold outside. I've been using this a lot. Obviously the stove where I cook the meals that we eat. This awesome little spice rack thing that my buddies gave me. It's pretty awesome, man. The official D&D cookbooks, dude. I haven't used them yet, but I'll probably use them this weekend for sure. This cutting board that will never get used. It's just for decoration or whatever. I need to explain this right quick, okay? Because not a lot of people know. You might know, but not a lot of people know. So this is a Dungeons and Dragons wooden plaque thing that my mom gave me for my birthday. I've had a couple of people come over and they're like, why do you have "and" right here above your door? All right, I get it. Yes, it is "and," but that is the universal symbol for Dungeons and Dragons. You don't need the D and D. It's just this. If you look it up on Google, as a matter of fact, go Google it right now and look up universal symbol for Dungeons and Dragons. It's that right there, right? So I know. So not a lot of people know, but I need to explain it because people are like, well, why do you have and? Oh, yes, it is and, but it's the universal symbol for D&D. Okay. So come back over here, and this is another birthday gift that my mom gave me. It's a canvas of Shadowheart that from Baldur's Gate 3. Sorry, my son's over there making a lot of noise. It's making it hard for me to think. Yeah, so Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. It's printed on canvas. It's pretty nice. I need to get a better frame for it though. And then let me show you this. Here's my little Baldur's Gate poster that I ordered a while back. It's actually supposed to be like from there to there, all the way to right here. You know, this big. But no, it's like this. I can get it with my fingers. So I was like, dude, I guess I'll frame it. I don't know what else to do with it, but it's not bad. It's what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, sit right here, play games. You know, like I said, for now, this is where I'm gonna be gaming, just here in the living room, and it's all right, man. It's pretty comfortable. At first, when I started playing games here, I was like, man, this is not comfortable at all. But look, I'll just lay back, kick back right here with my legs out, and play some games, watch movies, go to the kitchen, make some snacks, and oh, you're probably wondering why the blue chair. So, my buddy James, the one, if you ever watched any of my videos, the majority of my game collection came from my buddy James. He brought this blue chair because he said these chairs aren't comfortable. Look, these are padded. This is wood, but he said this is a lot more comfortable than those chairs. So I was like, whatever. And by the way, this is where we play our board games. We eat dinner here, but this is where a lot of the board games are played, right here on this little countertop right here. We're talking about maybe getting a small little foldable table to put in the game room to play board games, and they're like $50. So we'll probably do that. But anyways, yeah, man, this is you know, like I said, where I sit, play games, cook dinner, and play board games and all that. This is where I do the majority, if not all, of my gaming. There you have it. That was my 2026 game room, living room / kitchen tour. Now, the reason why I don't game in here is because I don't have a comfortable chair to sit in. That's it. That's the whole reason. I would love to game in here for sure, but like I said, I don't have a comfortable chair to sit in. I've tried gaming in here with the Switch, but how my TV's up on the wall, I have to look up, and after a while my neck starts hurting. So that's another thing that I have to look into getting this year for sure, is a new gaming chair, one that leans back, and then I can move the PS5 in here and start gaming in here, because I like it back here. This is where I want to hang out, but like I said, I can't. I have to game in the living room for now. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome new year, and I'll see you on the next one.